Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
You are welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best in politics and latest updates. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, and also comment after watching. Thank you. Today, the president of Nagrat has also come out exposing some challenges that the FSHS policy is facing, and also call on the government to listen to its stakeholders and abide by it and make a review to the policy. Without much ado, join me listening to what he said to detail. Thank you.
And the responses that have been given by the minister today. Angel Kabono is president of the National Association of Graduate Teachers. Angel, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Yeah, thank you, Nomaro. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Is it the case that there really isn't the need for a review? Perhaps no document has been presented to the government through the Minister of Education that convinces them that the policy is ailing and needs some review. If you are one of the persons who think there should be a review, can you prompt the minister, if he's listening to us tonight, on why you think there should be a review?
Well, my union is already called for a review of the pre-senior high school program. And we did this call ere long, and we gave reasons why there is a need for a review. In fact, let us also align ourselves or attune ourselves to the popular saying that an unexamined life is not worth living. Everything you do, every project that you engage yourself in, you need to subject yourself to periodic review so as to identify challenges and sharpen the blunt edges for your own good. Now, the pivotal principle of the free senior high school is to allow children in Ghana to go to senior high school without paying any fees. In principle, that is good. But let us not forget that we have boarding students in the school, and we also have day students in the school. And we also have needs in the school. Some of the needs in the schools are recurrent needs. So government is spending a huge percentage of its funds in the feeding aspect of education delivery. And when you get to most of the schools, we have infrastructure and resource deteriorating within those school environments. So, for example, government itself made a promise to us that it was going to complete the double track system within 5 years. We are 2 years plus that 5 years. And one of the reasons why government is unable to bring the double track to an end is because GETFund is not been able to put up the facilities as planned. GETFund has not been able to put up the facilities as planned because the Ministry of Finance is unable to transfer back to GETFund the total amount of GETFund component of taxes and revenue that has been collected in this country. Two, the GETFund, like the National Health Insurance and the District Assembly layers, have been capped. So there is a difficulty in raising the needed amount of money for GETFund projects to go on. As you and I talk, when you look within our district and our communities, road repair, the jobs that the district assemblies used to do, it's come to a halt because government is not being able to keep up its financial obligations to this statutory body. As you and I speak, the government owes Tier 2 transmission of funds for 10 good months. As you and I speak, the government owes transfer that it ought to send to SNIP for people's pensions to be guaranteed. The government owes that amount of money. It tells you that government itself is reeling under the yoke of inadequate revenue generation and fulfillment of statutory obligations. So when people talk about these things, it is to lift off your burden, what you have imposed upon yourself, free resources in education, and channel those resources to other needful areas, like basic schools. That capitation grant, how much is capitation grant? And what is the capitation grant able to do? So when we talk about review, we are looking at a situation where stakeholders, look, education is not owned by teachers. Education is not owned by school managers. Education is owned by the people. So you bring stakeholders to a forum for them to discuss issues of education and come up with an education policy that will inure to the benefit of all. That is the position that Nagrat held, and we've held this position for more than the past 4 or 5 years.
The challenge, though, is that there seems to be the thinking that the government is equating review to cancellation. I don't. Yeah.
This is the type of politics we do in Africa, where once your opponent makes a statement, you will have to be seen opposing that statement to keep your head high. Because when we talk about review, it is the extent to which you do the review. And whatever review you come up with should be in the interest of the people for whom you brought the education policy for. Okay? So, look, as I speak, government will have to pay for prepaid for schools in boarding houses. What about the day student who lives in Dansoma and goes to school in Osu? What about his electricity bill, his water bill, his breakfast and supper, the boarding facilities that you pay for Mr. A? Why is Mr. D not receiving? Right. So we have a difficulty in equating, because then we go back to the dictionary. Review is an English word. So we look at the meaning of review and set for ourselves the standards and the confines of the review we want to implement.
Should the review focus on the infrastructure aspect of free senior high school? Because if that's the case, then it has nothing really to do with free SHS. It's a problem with our senior high school system. Or the review is supposed to focus on the academic side of things, where we look at how students are fed over the period. In that case, we would say that over the last 10 years or 20 years, students have done better in the WASI under the free senior high school policy. What should we use as a touchstone for measuring how free SHS has fared, for which reason we make a call for a review?
Let me agitate your mind with this question, and it's a rhetorical question. Assuming today every student is paying fees at senior high school, will there be some surplus money lying down that government will not find need for? If the answer is no, what it means is that the funding of free senior high school is shortchanging something somewhere that is really that is crying for resources. Okay? Even currently, are we sure that we are comfortable with the regime that we have in terms of the free senior high school, where a headmaster will have to wait for government to bring money before he's able to get units for electricity, so he will go to pay his water bill and so on and so forth? The review will have to be all-encompassing. Anything that will aid the congenial atmosphere to ensure teaching and learning goes on ought to be looked at. Infrastructure is absolutely very, very important. Educational teaching and learning materials is important. If we are running a boarding house system vis-a-vis a day system, which of course I know is very helpful to a lot of people, because a lot of households are not conducive in this country to engineer teaching and learning atmosphere for children. So the boarding school is an escape route for a lot of people to be able to make it academically. But there is a price to be paid for that. So we look at all the ramifications of education and come up with an educational policy that will not put burden. And then please, let nobody own government in this country. Government is not the prism of any group of people. Government is for everybody in this country. So when we talk, nobody can say that, well, I am the government, I say this, and then why are you opposing it? Government does not belong to anybody. Government belongs to the people of this country. So we need to listen to all people in this country and come up with an educational policy that is all-encompassing, that can enhance the wherewithal of our country.
Very well. Let's leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
That's Angel Kabonu. He's president of the National Association of Graduate Teachers.
Thank you for watching. You can also join the discussion as well by sending us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277-128-777. If you have anything bothering you, you can also do such by sending us a voice note, and our team will meet you on one-on-one discussion. Thank you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.